Builds with Blocks.
Welcome to Builds with Blocks, a show centered around the micro action figures and brick-based construction sets of the Halo universe. I'm your host, Colin Perkins, and I'm joined by Tom Fishenden.
What's going on?
And Gabe Clem.
Hey, guys.
Matt isn't with us today. We wish you were here, Matt. He'll be on the next episode. Today, we're going to talk about Halo 5. Halo 5 has been the most recent FPS title for 6 years. Think about that. Like, Reach lived for 3... Like, people still play Reach. People still play CE. They all play all the other games. But Halo has the title of the longest running, most recent FPS, which is pretty cool. We're close to infinite. We've been doing our flights and whatnot, so we're getting close there. But speaking of Halo 5, it's given us 6 years of play and a lot of really good sets. So we're here to rank the top 10 Mega Construx sets from Halo 5. This will be a fun conversation. So we've done it for all of the other games so far, except for Halo Wars 2. We got that to do as well. So we'll get to that hopefully before the end of the year. But today is Halo 5's day. We finally made it. Before we get to that chat, let's talk about what we've been up to on the brick front. Gabe, I'm going to start with you.
Well, as a matter of fact, a couple weeks ago was my 20th birthday, so I'm now a big kid, not a teen anymore.
On the 20th anniversary of Halo as well.
On the year of the 20th anniversary, yeah. It was actually Halo Reach and I share the same birthday.
Oh my
No
God.
way.
Yeah.
I love that.
So it was pretty cool.
Noble Six, is that you? Are you out of that cave?
I crawled out barely. My mom had gotten me some Halo cupcakes. They were like chocolate cupcakes with Master Chief printed all over them.
Love it.
And she went to the store and bought Series 3 Infinite blind packs. And she built all the figures and put them like around the cupcakes. So I got 2 wasps and an active camo chieftain. So that was pretty dope. It was weird. Those are the only figures from that series that I don't have.
Oh,
and I was like, Mom, how did you do that? What?
The
She
wasps
listened
are, I think,
to
are
the
in
show,
the front
Gabe.
of the box. So she must have found a fresh box and just yanked them out.
Yeah, she probably just picked them off the shelf.
She listened. She's a fan of Builds with Blocks.
Yeah, she watches all the time. Hey, Mom. She got me some pretty cool Halo loot. I got a nice from the Xbox Gear store. I got a new Halo hoodie and the white T-shirt with the gravity hammer down the center in orange.
Yeah, love that.
So looking sweet.
I got the black version of that gravity hammer one. It's good.
It's really good. Outside of that, I'm a student. I do a lot of homework nowadays, but I've been keeping up with custom figures, and actually, my 2 latest customs have been Halo 5 custom figures. They've both been Spartans.
Nice.
I did a Copperhead and a Mark 6 Regent figure with a couple of weapon skins from Halo 5. But I'm keeping up. I have some new Infinite stuff coming along to celebrate all of the Infinite flighting that we've been doing, so I'm excited to post those. But that's just about it. I went to Target and found the new Wasp set. I didn't pick any of that up. I'm kind of waiting for the Razorback, but the Wasp is in stores where I'm at here in Virginia, so that's
cool.
exciting.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm waiting for those to show up in my stores. There's a spot for them on the shelf. There just is no there's no boxes in the spot, but they'll be here soon enough. Tom, what you been up to?
So on the block front, not too much really. I've got a couple of odd bits here and there. I've been really into the Call of Duty line again recently. So I just got the Crash Site, I think it's Crash Site Battle, which is a map from Modern Warfare. And then I got a couple of figure packs as well. So that's kind of been that for me. I do have a Razorback pre-ordered, and it's potentially going to be here on October the 13th. So very excited for that, because that's 2 weeks away. And
I can't wait to get that in hand, because I feel like we commented on the pictures, but it's such a different thing when you actually have it and build
Well,
it.
I will
So
actually.
it'll
I'll
be a fun
shout out.
discussion.
Tour of Ultimate Doom did a review on it, and it looked
Oh, right.
pretty good in person. I think
Good.
some of the angles look a little bit funny, but it looks a lot more spot on than I initially thought when we saw it.
And we haven't
But
seen that in the Infinite flights yet either, so we don't really know how
no,
it feels in game.
this coming weekend when we're recording.
Is it going to show up? Is it gonna
I'd
show up?
imagine so.
Nice.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, you can hope.
Yeah. But yeah, on the Halo front more broadly, I had two things I wanted to mention quickly. The first is I got a Halo Xbox Series X, so I am very
Yeah.
excited for that.
Big score.
That was a stressful experience. I accidentally bought two initially and had to cancel one of the orders.
Oh my gosh.
So that was a lot of fun. And the second thing is Colin and I had a baby called Halo Survival.
We did. It's
Gosh.
birthed into the world, and people are enjoying it in their ears, which is
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Good.
As you can see, Colin is very enthusiastic. So that's an audio drama that I'm very excited to have out in the world, and that's it. I'm
Yeah.
feeling very haloed out at the moment, so Jurassic
You
isn't
are.
getting nearly as
Yeah.
much love as it needs to.
They're all dead anyway. All right, so I'll go quick. So speaking of the Halo Xbox Series X, I have one on pre-order as well, and then I also snagged the controller, the fancy controller,
Nice.
on pre-order.
Oh my gosh.
And then I also grabbed the headset as well. And then I'm also eyeing up that keyboard and mouse and that big giant mouse pad as well, but the budget is
Did you
not
like buy a
allowing
lotto
me to make
ticket
those
and didn't
purchases.
tell us? How? What?
Well,
Oh my
I'm a grown
gosh.
up, and yeah, have credit cards and stuff. So,
Buy it now,
but
worry later.
anyway, so on the block front, I did find Series 3 blind bags. Finally, they made it to Minnesota, so I've rated a couple boxes of those. I have at least one of each. I only have one wasp, so I'm going to be on the hunt for a couple more of those. But overall, it's been good to put those together. I feel like I've had a couple quality issues though, which is weird. So like one of my I think it was the Elite, like the light turquoise one. I
Yeah.
gave it to my son, and it keeps popping, like the torso keeps popping out a little more than usual. And then well, there was another issue. Oh, with the pink Spartan, the hand doesn't grip the AR very well, which is weird, and it's for both hands. So I don't know if that's just that one for some reason. I haven't opened enough and like put together enough if it's just a one-off or not. But overall, I'm really happy with that series. I think it's pretty rad. The Marine's good. I put together my little what are these guys called again? The
Grunt Mule.
mules. Yeah, the mules. So I got my mule put together here. But
Such a
yeah,
cool
happy
figure.
with that series overall. I also have, and this may release after we have some coverage on it, but I have my anniversary set, the 20 figure pack, that is en route. That's on a truck right now. So hopefully that shows up here in a couple days, and we can provide some
Gabe's gonna
coverage for you
hijack
guys
the
on
truck.
that.
That's all I want. It's literally all I want.
Yeah, and I was. So don't go to eBay and look at those things because they're
It's
No.
ridiculous. Yeah.
and don't buy them on eBay, please. Don't.
I came very close and then thought, why am I being such an idiot?
Don't do it. It's just. But yeah, hopefully those can be purchased and experienced by everybody very soon. Last thing to mention is because Matt's not here, I'm going to mention it. Is I do have the Masters of the Universe, the new Heroes pack for that. Like I think there's 5 figures in that, so that is also on a truck. I think it's on a different truck, but it should be here in a couple days. So I'll have those in hand shortly.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of weird though, because like you guys said, it hasn't been a whole lot going on. It's been this weird lull. I feel like we've known about the new releases for a while, but they just haven't been hitting shelves at the pace I guess we would like them to. So
Yeah.
we're hoping everything else shows up fairly soon. We get the Needler coming out too, which I'm excited to get my hands on. And then yeah, hopefully find out about the next wave of stuff soon. All right, why don't we jump into our list? The topic of the show is Halo 5. We've ranked most of the other games so far. These are usually fun conversations. So what I've done is created a list of everything that Mega has produced that is Halo 5. I mean, a lot of these sets are like sometimes there's mashups, right? Like there's a vehicle, but maybe not the right armor figure or something like that.
Yeah.
But for the most part, Halo 5 themed sets. So we're gonna go through. We're gonna go around the horn. We're all gonna pick 4, and we're gonna create a top 12, and then we're gonna narrow that down to a top 10, and then we're gonna do a little bit of ordering to see what we think is the best set that has a Halo 5 theme on it. You guys ready? This should be a fun
I've
one.
been looking forward to this.
It'll be the
episode.
signature series.
Well, there's
always
2
wins.
signature
okay.
series.
Here's a question before we dive in.
Yeah.
Does the mammoth get a second go at winning since it does appear in the Infinity Hangar in Halo 5?
No, nah, it's alright. It's alright.
Well, so speaking of the
Alright,
Infinity, I drew the line somewhere along the lines. I think maybe we were having our Halo 4 conversation. I finally put together my Infinity in preparation for the show,
Yeah.
but a lot of the art and the figures are Halo 4. But I think it's a Halo 5 set because it came out in 2018.
I'll go with Halo
and
5 this one.
there is Captain Lasky as well in it. I think that was part of the distinction. But the Chief is more of a Halo 4 Chief in there.
Maybe it's Shadows of Reach.
There you go. It's just this weird in between time. But according to me, since I'm the host, we're calling it Halo 5 set. So here we go. Why don't we go? Let's see. I'm going to start with Gabe. Give me a set that belongs in the top 12.
So right off the bat, I want to go with. It's hard picking between the two of them, but I'm just going to go with the one that I liked more. And I'm going to say the Blue Team set from 2017.
Blue Team. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely Halo 5.
I'll get to my reasoning.
I love it.
All right.
Yeah, let's talk about. We'll just nominate now, and then we'll talk about them when we order and all that sort of stuff. But
Cool.
That one's got to be on there. Nice call. Tom, you're up.
Starting with a Sting with Scorpion Sting.
Oh, not this again. Oh,
Yep.
no.
We're doing puns for all of them. Love it. I'm just gonna call it Sting in our list. All right.
Gabe, if you missed this.
Is it Scorpion's Sting? Is it the Scorpion owns the Sting, or is it Scorpion Sting?
I think it's
I
Scorpion
think it's just
Sting.
sing. Okay. Well, all right. I just think it's singular, but okay. All right. Scorpions sting. Yes, they do.
Right, let's move on before this becomes a sting in itself.
All right.
Probably.
Shut. Oh my god.
Okay, I'm gonna go with, because I put it together recently, and I have it right here. The Helios Strike.
That looks so good.
Pretty set.
Oh, I
Yeah,
never
the colors
knew it
are
had so much red
good.
on it.
Yeah, it's got a
That
ton of
fade
colors,
on
and
the-
these
on
things
the
move.
notes.
I think they move. Yeah, these things move. That they didn't in the first iteration.
I really wish I bought that
That's
now.
the Phaeton.
That's awesome.
So yeah, it's a beauty, and this deserves to be in the top 10.
Well, I need to go to eBay now.
There you go.
Gabe, back to you.
Well, that Phaeton Helios is a really good call. I was thinking of doing Phaeton, but when comparing the two of them, I like that one a lot more. I'm probably going to go with the UNSC Gosshog attack from like 2015.
Okay, yeah. Is that the one with Chief and Arby? That one?
Yeah, it's got the first official Halo 5 Arbiter, and it's got a really dark Master Chief in it. It's a black and gold Warthog.
Yep. I love it. All right. Tommy, back to you.
I am gonna go with the Covenant Goblin battle suit.
Oh, the Goblin. Really?
Uh-huh.
The what?
You think it deserves top 10, huh?
Yeah, the Goblin.
Okay. Let's talk about it.
Goblin?
The
Do
mech
you remember what we're
suit
talking about?
from Warzone.
Warzone mech suit.
Oh, the big grunt suit. Yeah, I forgot those were. I completely voided that from my memory. That's a good. No, that's a fair choice.
I have
Yeah.
justification for it. We'll get to it.
That's good.
That's a neat little
All right.
set. Okay. Back to me. Let's see here. There are many good ones. Well, I'm gonna go with the Spirit because it's a Halo 5 Spirit, and I also put it together, but I'm not gonna lift it up. It's right here. I can touch it almost. And it's amazing. It's gorgeous. The little stand underneath it is awesome. So we'll talk about that more in a little bit. But I'm going with that Spirit. Where are
Plus,
you,
one
Spirit? When
could
did that
say-
release? 2016?
Yeah. I think that might have been 15 actually. Oh yeah, no, it's down as 16. It's very in the spirit of the show to have a signature series set in that list.
I'm quitting
Got 'em
after
all.
this. So I get next pick, huh?
Yeah,
Um,
Gabe.
I'm gonna go with UNSC Firebase from 2015,
That's a
Okay.
fire choice.
and I've got some. Yeah. I'll choose Firebase.
So the Firebase, we draw the distinction because I put it on the list, but did we have the conversation in our, because I didn't review it, in our Halo Wars episode
Possibly.
where that is indeed a Halo 5 set because it's got Kelly in it, right?
Got a Halo 5 Kelly. It has a Halo 5 Hunter. We're gonna ignore the drones that didn't show up in Halo 5, and we're gonna call it a Halo 5 set. Because
Yeah, I'm
why
on board
not?
with that. So just wanted to make sure.
Sweet.
Okay.
Okay, right.
Tom, back to you.
Yeah, so I am gonna say I've got the puns out my system now. It's been a while since we've done this, so I had
He's
to get a
lying.
few out there.
He's
Um,
completely lying. Don't.
Dual mode. You want the dual mode, don't you?
There's not gonna be any more puns on my watch, and with that, I'm gonna go for the Covenant Watchtower.
Okay, great.
Let's do an awkward silence every time.
It's right. I
If we
can laugh
pretend
with
like he's
myself.
not here, maybe he'll leave.
All right. So Watchtower. I think Watchtower is a neat little set.
Yeah.
Where is the one that I want? So we're getting down to the wire. We gotta decide here. Like, let's make
Yeah.
sure everything is included that needs to be included on this list. I'm gonna go with the Promethean Warrior set because it's a nice little set. You get
True.
a little bit of each of the Prometheans that are in it. You get a little, a little scenery piece as well. So if you want to get some Prometheans, that's Halo 5. Grab that Promethean Warrior set.
I like it.
All right.
You got a little bit
back.
of a Forerunner theme going on.
I
Got
do.
the Phaeton, got some Prometheans.
I do.
Alright.
Yeah. Prometheans, it'll be interesting to see what history does to Prometheans in the Halo universe. All right, Gabe, back to you.
All right. Last pick, huh?
This is important.
I know. You know, I'm gonna say the Banshee Strike.
Okay. I was curious
choice.
if someone was going to pull that in there. It's a nice Banshee.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
I like that
actually.
set.
Right. So I've done so many puns that I lost track of who picked what. So I'm hoping that this hasn't already been picked.
I'll let you know.
I was gonna go with the Infinity.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to pick it if you didn't.
Okay, cool.
Wow. We're gonna have 2 signature series on this list.
We've just got to keep
Yeah.
it consistent with the other episodes.
Holy
you
cow,
know?
man! All right.
Yeah, 2 signatures. Oh boy. So we're getting down to the wire here. So I'm gonna name one, and then let's just kind of go through the other sets that I had on the list
Yeah,
just to make
sure.
sure nothing needs to be on this thing. Do I want that one? Maybe. I'm looking at the Wraith. I'm looking at
Yeah.
you. You're right down there. And do we include the Wasp?
No,
We
didn't.
haven't.
Include
No
the
one's-
Wasp. I
between
think we
them.
need to
It's got
include that
those.
Wasp. Wasp is nice.
But which would you say is more important, Colin?
The Wasp or
The Wraith.
well, the Wraith. All right. So the Wraith. Let's talk about the Wraith a little bit.
All right.
Alright, let's
The
talk.
Wraith. Some people don't like the design of the Wraith, right? Because it's
Yeah.
different than the classic one. I'm okay with it. It kind of stands up a little bit like this. There are these little pieces on the side are
Yeah.
cool, like aesthetically, but they also easily pop off. And then yeah, it's okay. It's all right. I mean, it functions well, but I just like the Wasp better, so I'm gonna put the Wasp on there.
I do want to say a fair mention for the Wraith because I built that not too long ago. When I built that, I was really impressed at the way they handled the center of gravity. I think it's really cool that so much of that Wraith is like over the back of where you think it would stand and it still stays upright.
Yeah, this thing is just so beefy and beautiful.
Yeah.
I know we've talked about like the scale is a little bit different. I mean, it's the Halo 5 version of the Wasp, which, is probably scale accurate, right, to the end game. And the new one's a little bit smaller, but this thing it looks like a race car, it's just beautiful.
It's a cool vehicle.
Yeah. So I'm going to go with that.
Cool.
Let's go down the rest of the list here. And make sure we didn't miss anything. Okay, here, I'll list up our top 12. And then we'll just kind of go through the rest of the list. So a blue team, Scorpion or Scorpion's Sting, the Phaeton Helios Strike, UNSC Goshawk Attack, Covenant Goblin Battle Suit, Covenant Spirit Dropship, UNSC Firebase, Covenant Watchtower, Promethean Warriors, Banshee Strike, UNSC Infinity, and then the Warzone Wasp Strike. We left off the Commander Ghost with Jewel. He didn't make the cut. What else didn't make the cut? The Gun Goose didn't make the cut. The regular Phaeton didn't make the cut. Arena Champions Battle Pack we left off. The Wraith we just talked about. The dual mode Warthog, which I think it probably deserves not to be on there. The Covenant Stormlance, so figure pack.
Yeah.
There's a customizer pack for the Prometheans that we left off. There's a ton of Spartan figure packs.
I do.
Do any of those belong to be on there?
I think it's worth noting. I don't think it's worthy of being on the list. But the customizer pack is interestingly the only time they've ever done the Soldier Sniper. That's literally the one time they've used that sculpt.
Yep. So the figure packs are interesting. I think we have included figure packs on lists in the past, and they produced a ton of them. But if there's no standouts, I mean, you guys are more the figure guys than I am. So I mean, I feel like if we're talking about sets, they're nice, but it's hard to compete when you have a vehicle or a structure.
Right? I got my figure fix when I picked blue team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if Osiris should be on there as well, but I don't think there's anything that would really swap places with it.
Yeah.
No, I mean, if you've got one of the two, and they're kind of one and the same, so like,
yeah, that is
as long as you have blue team or Osiris, I feel like it kind of is like, okay, like fair, either one.
That's cool.
So just to go through the rest of them, Gun Goose Rampage. We have the Spartan Armor Customizer. I think there's a couple of those. The new drop pods, which we've talked about in the ODST episode a bit. Swords of Sang Helios, which I like as a figure pack.
I wish I got that one.
It's a cool like lore pack.
Yeah.
But in terms of like what it is, I don't know if it.
They have the like logo printed on their shoulders as well, don't they? Which they don't do that often.
I put Fireteam Shadow specifically because I like that one. The Spartan packs. What else?
Impressed.
There's the power packs. So remember those little things from Warzone, right?
Oh, they're quite nifty.
Yeah. Those are kind of cool, right? And they have a well-decoed figure with them.
You got some cool weapons with those. Like I got the one that...
honorable mentions, I'd say.
Yeah.
Let us put an honorable mention for those power packs. Those are cool. I'm just gonna put it on 13.
I remember I got the one with Tartarus's gavel because I was like, if I can't get the Fist of Roct, this is as close as I'm gonna get.
That's as close
Yeah.
as you get.
Let's see. Woodland Gun Goose. We talked about the battle suit armor. So there's some armor packs as well. So similar to the power packs, but they're a little bit different, right? They have the little thing that you close
Yeah.
and a couple different
Yeah.
variations for the Spartans. There's red, black, green. And then I have the Oni Mongoose on here too, which is a cool little set.
Yeah.
Technically, I guess that's Halo 5. I think that's in Halo 5 and
It is,
Warzone.
yeah, in Warzone.
Yeah.
And interestingly, it's one of the only times they've ever repacked a figure because I think that was the Enforcer that came with the Vulture.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Or if
Well, the
not,
one
it
that came
was
with the Vulture
definitely
was
elsewhere.
gray. I thought the one in the Gun Goose was blue, which would
It's
put it
blue.
at Alpha Series.
Yeah, no, you're right.
like
It was 'cause it was in the blind bags.
14 or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anything else you guys want to consider, or are you in a good spot?
I'm
I think we
solid.
got a solid list.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go around. Let's see if we can knock 3 off of this list
Oh, okay.
right away. So we have the power pack at the bottom as an honorable mention. I'm okay with that being as an honorable mention, unless you guys want to consider that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honorable
And then
mentions.
we have 2 more. The one I threw out there that you guys didn't seem super crazy about is Promethean Warriors. Is that off this list for you guys?
So I'll let you go first, Gabe.
All I was gonna say was that I feel like there's enough Promethean presence in the Phaeton Helios set. Like
Yeah.
the Promethean Warriors, super cool. But like if I had to pick between the two of them of getting like a Forerunner vehicle, Prometheans and Spartans versus just a smaller pack of like 4 Prometheans, I'd definitely pick the Phaeton Helios.
My only
think-
concern with that is that the Forerunners, the Prometheans, are orange in that set.
Yeah.
And that was one of
That's
the
true.
reasons I didn't buy it right away. I was like, oh, those are weird.
Yeah.
And then I ended up getting it, and they're out of arm's reach right now. But they are pretty cool. Like the orange coloration
Yeah.
is neat.
I guess
So-
if you
But,
wanted more like accurate Prometheans, you'd want the Promethean Warriors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they changed the color a bit too, right? From the Halo 4
Yeah, they're more
Prometheans to the Halo
reddish.
5.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're go ahead. They're a little lighter
I-
silver. The color's not as
I
as deep.
I think that this pack would have more appeal to me if it had soldiers in it, because you could only get
Yeah.
the normal soldier in the default
Yeah.
Phaeton and then the 2-pack, and then one of the blind bags further down the line. But I think if this had soldiers, it would be higher up on the list. But it's kind of
Yeah.
quite generic for a Halo 5 pack, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not a ton of soldiers out there, right? Like they're in some
No.
blind bags and a couple.
You have one
Yeah.
in series, in the Warrior series pack, the red series. There's
Mhm.
the 2-pack with the soldier sniper and the regular Promethean
Mhm.
soldier. There's the ones in the Phaeton, obviously, and then isn't there another blue one? Don't they come in
Yeah.
that Kestrel Strike or something?
Yeah, I think they do.
There might
Don't they
be,
come in
yeah,
that?
there
Yeah.
might be one in that. Yeah.
Or if not, I think there might be a gummy version somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, so something.
The cool thing about this set, I mean, the knight is like the cool figure from this thing.
Yeah.
Is a big boy. And knights are a cool Halo enemy, like
Mhm.
aesthetically. But then the way they pulled them off, like they're really nice. They pulled off the toy version of the knights really well, and how like the Watcher kind of fits in the back like he does in the game, which is
Yeah.
cool. They have good articulation. They have the little arms in front too,
Yeah.
which is just
Mhm.
weird.
And you
So I
can
think
put a
they-
weapon in those arms as well,
Yeah,
can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. He's a forearm boy. And then the crawlers themselves, like they have a lot of playability too. So I've
Yeah.
given a couple crawlers to my boys, and somehow they've survived. All the playing, and
Yeah.
you need a little dog buddy in your playtime. They're good for that as well. So
Yeah.
I'm fine moving it down on to the lower half or off the list, I guess, off the top 10. But at least wanted to give them a mention here. What else?
Yeah, it's
So
a strong set.
Promethean Warriors. What else belongs off this set or off this list? We have.
I'll
Yeah,
I'll
you
go
go.
ahead and say that when compared to everything else, the UNSC Firebase is really cool. Like as a set, the Firebase is freaking awesome. You get a whole big Firebase. It's sweet. And if you can combine a bunch of them, you get an even bigger Firebase. But I feel like the only things that are really like, oh, it's Halo 5 is because it has Kelly and a Hunter. And then it has drones from Halo 3. And then the whole big
Yeah,
Firebase just kind of is like a Halo Wars thing. Like it just seems like a
but
really
it doesn't.
weak Halo 5 set.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't even look like a Firebase from from Halo Wars either. It's
Yeah,
just
it's
like its
just
own
kind of
structure.
like a
It's like an
wall.
open gateway.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the
So I mean,
set because there's not
I
many structures. So I mean, I think that's
I'd volunteer it to be off if we need space. I just wanted it because like I mean I like structure things. Like a big fire. It's the only big Firebase set we've ever gotten. It's really cool.
I
But
think it deserves to be on above the Watchtower.
That's what I was about to say, and I
oh
put
yeah,
the Watchtower on the list. So the reason I put the Watchtower on the list is because I think it's a nice little scenery piece, and I think
Yeah.
we don't get enough of them. It's something that's very grounded in the Halo franchise, and you see them everywhere, no matter what game you're playing. So it's a nice
Yeah.
scenery piece, but it doesn't compare to some of the other sets, and I'd definitely rather have a Firebase over another Covenant Watchtower any day.
Yeah, because
Okay.
we've gotten Watchtowers in the past.
Yeah.
The design's a little different. It's the Halo 5 aesthetic. So say what you
Yeah.
want about it. But I mean, I grabbed a few of these purposefully for that scenery piece.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'd rather have a Firebase. I mean, nothing. The
All
build's
right.
cool.
We can keep Firebase and move the Watchtower if you want.
Okay.
I was trying to.
If you guys are on board with that, then I think we're in good shape then for our bottom 2 or 3 power packs being the third on there. So we're knocking off Watchtower. We're knocking off Promethean Warriors.
Yeah.
Power packs is mentioned. I think I've mentioned them enough now, so we won't talk about them ever again. All
So now
right,
we've
let's
got
start
10.
ranking these.
I have a pitch ready for number 1.
Okay, go for it.
The Grunt Goblin battlesuit, because it is the
Yeah.
biggest meme of all time.
Is it? Get out of here.
Yeah, no, I think in reality that set should be down towards the bottom.
Yeah.
But I do think that set's really nice because it's got a lot of nice printed detailing on it, and also it's
Yeah.
got that really unique canopy piece for the energy shielding, and it's something that you don't see Mega do that often, where they commit to specifically a piece for a set. So I thought that was really cool. And plus, you've got Cyclopses, you've got Mantis,
Yeah.
lots of mech vehicles for the UNSC, but you don't really get them that often for the Covenant.
Yeah, it gives them something to fight against, but it's also like, a boss type,
Yeah.
figure or a boss encounter.
And like for a grunt, like literally for like the little tiny dudes, you get this whole massive suit of armor.
Yeah.
I think it's a unique set. Also, they included there's a green operator Spartan that has a rocket launcher, and there's a clear peg that goes
Yeah.
from the rocket to an actual missile piece from the Call of Duty line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So like it's got nice like action playability with it. I thought that
I
was
think
cool.
it came with the smoke piece as well, didn't it? For the other end of the
Shooting
launcher.
out the back, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's cool if you get a bunch of them, you can do some customs and stuff like that too, and create
Yeah.
something even bigger. So it's a good massable set as well. I
Oh
like
my
that.
god, imagine a signature series set of a life-size grunt mech.
Oh my god,
There you go.
that's
you go.
probably a little further down the list on the signature series to dos. But I'm gonna put that at 10
Cool.
for now, and we'll see what the rest of it shakes out. So let's talk about the big boys, right? Let's talk about the Infinity and the Spirit dropship. Gabe, which one's better?
Spirit.
Tom?
Infinity.
Of
But
course, you can't just
I don't
agree
have
with
the
me.
spirit.
You don't have.
Neither do I.
No.
I have the Infinity, and I think having two giant gray ships is just boring.
Okay, right. My counter to that would be I prefer the Infinity because how often do we get capital ships? Like barely ever. So having that is just really cool, and it's the fact that when you think about the 343 era of Halo, the Infinity is one of those iconic things, and I'm staring up at mine because it's on the top of the shelf opposite me. They just did such a good job with it. Like, the shaping is perfect. The fact that this time around, compared to the FUD, all of the details are printed so you don't get any peeling stickers. The small bit of interior space, it looks bloody gorgeous.
Well, when I think about any time period of Halo, I think of a spirit. Not just the 343 era.
So Halo 3 Spirit, yeah?
Oh yeah,
Alright.
just like the Halo 3 Infinity.
So
Right
I
above
built them
Sam's.
both. I built them both. They're both in the room with me. The Infinity is here. The Spirit is here. Can I pick the Spirit up? Give me a second. I'll pick it up.
Please don't drop this.
Give me a sec. Just gotta be careful because of all those little antennae. On the bottom.
Holy
Yeah,
It's like a rocket launcher right
It's
now.
huge.
Yeah. big old tuning fork.
Look
Oh
at
my
that tuning
God.
fork. I can't even see my camera. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can climb this up.
Bloody hell.
Look how big this thing is. This thing is massive.
Yeah, man.
That's
It's
what
such a
it's
cool
awesome.
build. I don't know, man. It's pretty neat. It opens
all
back
of
in
the-
here.
How
All of the
detailed
doors
is
you
the
can
control
open
room?
and all
There's
the enemies you can put inside.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. I wish
And
I would have got that set.
It's
Oh.
scaled really well, you know, like all these doors open up.
Alright, you've sold me. Yeah, go
Like,
with the
it's-
Spirit over the Infinity.
It's just such a cool set.
Like it's just
Can't
it's
you-
so good.
Can't you even fit hunters in the doors?
I haven't tried. I don't think I have one near me, but
I think I've seen a picture of someone who was like, "Oh my god, you can fit hunters inside the troop
something
bay."
else. Oh, the oh yeah, the gun. Hold on. I'm gonna break this on the screen here, but let's see if I can do this.
If you drop it, I'm gonna cry.
Oh no.
So can you see this?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's the turret.
What?
Pops out of the bottom like that.
That's so
That's
cool.
pretty cool.
Super rad. And it folds back in. Yeah.
Huh.
My vote is the Spirit over the Infinity. I really do like the Infinity. I enjoyed building that.
need
I didn't.
to go on eBay. Oh my God.
I didn't build the Forward into Dawn. I took it apart, but I got a sense for it. Right, taking it apart, you get a sense for it. Oh, something went. Give me a second to put this down on the ground.
And it comes with that really, really, really nice snowy display stand, and that gold
Yeah.
and red commander elite.
I was just thinking about that figure. It's so gorgeous.
Yeah,
It's got like
the
an
figures are great.
action stand too. It's like off kilter.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
I
The
like
stand's
that
kind of
one
like
more.
tilted like that, so it's like
I
it's
like that
dropping
more.
off
Yeah.
the
I'm
the
sold.
platoon.
You've sold me, Colin.
Yep, it's
Where do I buy one?
really nice. It's a
Sweet.
good build. So I'm gonna
How
vote for that.
much?
Let's. How much? I don't
How
know.
much do you want?
Not for sale. All right. So we're gonna leave that at number 1 for now, and we'll put Infinity at 2. I don't know if there's an argument for another set at number
Okay.
2, but for now, let's do Spirit Dropship 1, Infinity 2. What do we think belongs in the 3 hole?
I have an argument for number 3.
Yep.
Okay.
Right off the bat, blue team.
Okay.
And the reasoning, my reasoning at least,
Give me your reasonings.
it's, I think out of this list at least, yeah, that's like the only figure pack we have. And typically our figure packs are in the lower half of the list, if not like
Yeah.
usually the bottom. But this one has all 4 characters that you can play with as your friends in the Halo 5 campaign. I mean, blue team is like signature, yo, that's UNSC, that's Chief, his
Yeah.
buddies. Like it was a great set. It comes with not only a little stand where you can put all of them on these clear little pegs and a blue team flag, but you can separate them all and have each of their own individual stands.
Mhm.
And it comes with a whole menagerie of rec weapons from Halo 5, which you could use in the Warzone games or in Arena. I think it's just a great way to capture what, certainly not what most of the campaign was, but what a lot of the good parts of the campaign was playing as Chief and the rest of Blue Team being on your side. It was a set that I tried for a long time to get, and I was really lucky to get one. It's super rare now. But I think it's just a great, like, I can't really look at it and not think of Halo 5. I can't really think of anything else besides Halo 5 when I see the blue team set.
I want to hear your thoughts on the armor, the painting of the armor. It's very silvery, right? Like almost too
Well,
much.
there was two waves of this. There was one wave where Osiris team and blue team were just like silver dry brushed all to hell, and it was horrible. And then there was a re-release of these sets that some people got where the silver dry brush was really minimal. Like the
Oh.
ones I have, the figures that came in that set are very clearly which colors they are supposed to be.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay,
It kind of depends which one you got, I guess.
gotcha. Tom, what are your thoughts on having this in the three spot?
Wow. I think that on this occasion, I'm going to agree with Gabe. Because I think that when we do these rankings more broadly, you definitely want to think about what perfectly encapsulates that game. And I think
Mhm.
when you think about Halo 5, the thing that most people cared about was Blue Team. So
Mhm.
it makes sense to have it up there. And actually, it's really nice because, say, for example, you're not a collector. If you just want to get one display piece that represents Halo 5, boom, you're done. That's
Yeah,
perfect for a desk.
that's it.
Um, so yeah, I agree with that. I was initially gonna argue for the Scorpion instead of that, but you kind of made me see it from your perspective, Gabe.
Hey,
But I do think the Scorpion should stay underneath it. But I'll leave that for now in case you want to argue against it, Colin.
Well, yeah, you see, I'm trying to say something, but I was going to take your point about how it encapsulates the game. Does the Goshawk attack deserve to be at 4 spot? Because that was the first set I bought, and I bought it in 2015 when it came out. When I saw that on shelf, I was like, "Oh, that's all I need. It's Chief and it's Arbiter and it's a Warthog. It's great."
I wouldn't put. Well, honestly, no, because I think that set was more of a callback to the Halo Fest Warthog.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
there's no place in the entirety of that game where you see a black and yellow Goshawk, and there's no mission where you and Arbiter are riding in a Warthog together.
Talon it up.
I think it was really just a callback to like, oh hey, here's a big Goshawk that's black and yellow with Arbiter and Chief. Throwback to Halo Fest.
Yeah.
I think it's cool because of that, and it was the first time we saw a Halo 5 Arbiter figure, which is my favorite figure that Mega has ever made. But
Whoa.
I don't know if I'd put it at number 5. Certainly not above things like
Well, I was saying maybe 4, but you're not that high on it. So what do
nah.
you have at 4? Do you have Scorpion Sting still at 4?
For 4, I've got your Phaeton, honestly. I like
Yeah,
the Phaeton a lot. Like a lot.
it's nice. The
But
build
that's
was
just me.
pretty good. The build wasn't. I feel like the build of the Sting was a little bit better. I mean, it's been a while since I built that Sting,
Yeah.
but when I put together that Scorpion, it felt tough, right? Like
Yeah.
this is the
Very beefy.
before outside of the designer series one, like that's the best Scorpion that we've gotten. Way better
Comes
than
with
the
buff,
earlier
right?
versions.
Yeah.
Comes with buck, comes with an elite
An
miner
elite
maybe.
miner, yeah, with a
Yep.
plasma turret, and
And
then a Spartan.
blue or red Spartan.
It's a red Spartan with the
Athlon?
funky face. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
not the no. It's
Protector.
yeah. It's really weird
Protector
looking.
Spartan.
Yeah, protector.
Um,
So I really do like that set. I like the Phaeton. I like it in the middle, but I would put the Sting above that. Is there anything else, Tom? And I'll give you a chance to argue it too a little bit more, Gabe. But anything else that belongs kind of in this mid range? We have the Banshee Strike, we have the Firebase, we have the Wasp that we still need to find placement for. I'll leave the Battlesuit, the Goblin Battlesuit at 10.
I'd say Firebase is like, if it's not, you want to put Goblin at 10? Dang. I
Well,
thought because of just how unique that set was and like how much of just a wacky idea it was, it could at least be like 8 or 9. I'd put
okay.
Firebase at 10. Just because there's literally nothing that says it's Halo 5 besides the figures. Like it's just a really weak, like, oh, I'm Halo 5. Like it's not. It's like Halo Wars with a Halo 5 mask on.
Sure. But I would rather have the Firebase than the Banshee. I mean, the Banshee's nice, but
Yeah. Well, I am getting lost in ranking these of which one's closest to Halo 5 rather than like which is a better set to have that's
Yeah.
based on Halo 5.
yeah, no, it's
So
kind of
I
all
guess
mashed
I guess
together.
yeah, I would choose a Firebase over the Goblin. So if we've got Goblin at like 10, Firebase at maybe
But I would choose Blue Team over the Firebase. Like if I
oh
if I was
yeah.
looking at those on the
Yeah,
shelf
for sure.
and I had only X number of dollars to spend, grab
Mhm.
that Blue Team, right? So, I mean, I think that that deserves to be higher up.
I feel like the Banshee should be somewhere in the middle. Because I mean, you use a Banshee a lot in the campaign, or at least I did, and in Warzone. And I mean, like Banshee's
Yeah.
pretty like 6 maybe, like 6-ish.
All
What do
right,
we
so
think?
let's go. Let's do this: Banshee or Goshawk attack. Which one's better?
Goshawk because of Arbiter.
Tom?
I'd say Banshee.
Of
Because it's
course you
just
would. Of course you'd say Banshee.
I think it's more massable, and I don't know. I never felt compelled to pick up the
Yeah.
Goshawk because I got the SDCC free pack, and I feel like really the only draw for the Goshawk, if I hadn't got that, would have been the Arbiter figure. Whereas I feel like the Banshee, I bought 2 of them on the aftermarket because it's just a really nice design of the Banshee, and it's quite a nice iteration on the older builds where it feels like a lot more, I guess, intricate in its build technique with the way the wings are assembled. So they're a little bit flimsier, but they look a lot nicer.
Mm-hmm.
I like, or I guess I wish the Goshawk attack wasn't a Goshawk. I wish it was either a Rocket Hog or a
Yeah,
regular Warthog. The Goss build just kind of flops around a lot,
yeah.
and that was a
Yeah.
little frustrating from like a display standpoint and playability. I mean, it does have that nice Arbiter in it though.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
We have Spirit at number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Did we all just silently just agree to put Infinity at number 2? Because I don't think Infinity. I mean,
Gabe,
talk about
don't
it.
start.
Let's talk
Don't
about
start.
it.
we're gonna we're gonna go again with putting the 2 biggest sets right at the top, one after the other. Like, I don't think Infinity is like I have the Infinity and I have the Forward Unto Dawn. And the Infinity's cool, but like it's just a bunch of figures we got before. We had Lasky in a Heroes Wave. We've had Chief
Yeah.
75 different times. We had Cortana. Granted, it was a new articulated Cortana. The set itself, I mean, in my experience, it's hard to move around. There's a lot of really flimsy antenna like sticking out all over the place. It's just, I mean, I don't know.
Why
Like
did we
it's
hire a
cool,
figure
but
guy?
I
No, I think this is a good
like
argument. I
it's,
mean, the
I
Infinity's
would,
solid when I built it. Like it's well built, it's well made.
yeah.
But I actually the playability, excuse me, isn't as much as the Forward Unto Dawn. I
Yeah,
know we're not talking about the
Mhm.
Forward Unto Dawn, but there's more things to take off in the Forward Unto Dawn.
Yeah.
And then it has that little weapon rack that sticks in the middle,
yeah.
which is cool, but kind of
So,
unnecessary.
I just feel like it's a good set to be like if you have an empty shelf space, you'd be like, ooh, an Infinity. Like it looks
yeah.
really cool, but you can't do it a whole lot with it after that. That I feel like you could with like, one of these other sets that you have more playability with. I feel like I think of it more of a display piece. Like I use it up there. I just don't know if
But
I'd put it at number 2 because I mean,
yeah, it's a good point, but I also feel like Blue Team is a display piece too. Like
Yeah.
those two are both like stick them on the shelf and don't touch them.
I
Um,
For the sake of our
Orange.
listeners, I did want to give some context on the Infinity as well. It was originally going to have more play features, because when the description originally came out, it said that it was going to have frigates that could drop out the bottom of the Infinity.
I
But for
forgot
whatever
that.
reason, that didn't work out in the end. But if you look during the build, you can even see the hollow space left in the bottom where all of that would have
Mhm.
functioned.
Yep.
So I
Right.
think it's worth mentioning that.
That
I
would
would
have been
argue
so
that
cool.
Infinity is worth staying where it is because of what I said about it earlier. I think it really when you think about 343 and their mark on Halo's era, or this era of Halo, even get my words out properly, this really is sort of indicative of their mark on the franchise. And I think it's quite important for Halo 5 story as a whole, because at the end of the game, it is essentially the last bastion for humanity after the created have started their uprising. So, from that perspective, you know.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I could be swayed. I think you have good arguments, Tom, and I like it. It's a nice big representation of the Infinity. It's beautiful. It's a nice shelf piece. But the blue team's really nice too. You know, I mean, it's small. It's just a bunch of figures, but it's some really nice figures, right? And some
It's really nice
weapons.
figures, a really nice display stand, a bunch of really good weapons, and like I love the Infinity building it. I don't know, like it just feels weird to me doing Spirit, Infinity, big ships. Like I don't know, like the Spirit is up there because I feel like it should be. I feel like Infinity's there because it's the Infinity, not because of anything pertaining to like it being a set or like yeah, it's the Infinity and it's a flagship, but I don't know if that should just automatically put it above a bunch of other stuff just because it's big and it's a cool flagship.
Yeah. Let's come back to it. Let's let
Okay.
that settle for a little bit. Tom, you
Yeah.
said Sting above or below Helios Strike?
Sting definitely at 4.
At 4.
I think the build of it is really nice. It was the first Scorpion that had the turret integrated, so you could actually put a figure in it and swivel it. And I just think for its place in the assortment at the time, the only Scorpions that we'd had before it were the ones that fell apart. Like even the Covert
Yeah.
Ops one wasn't particularly fantastic. So to go from sets that didn't mimic things at all to go to something that's actually pretty close to the source material, and the different design for the Scorpion in Halo 5 is awesome, I think.
Yeah. I think I like it better than the Phaeton as well. So I'm gonna leave it at 4 for now. Anything above the Phaeton in your mind, Tom, or is that solid 5? We have the Firebase, the Banshee, the
Yeah.
Goshawk Attack, the Wasp. We haven't really talked about.
No, I think the Phaeton's good where it is. I think it's a really unique Halo 5 vehicle, so it needs to be up there.
Okay. Then now we're down to 4. Well, unless we want to move up the battle suit. So I have the Firebase at 6. I'm comfortable with it there. And then I have a Banshee Strike, and then I have the Goshawk Attack underneath that. Where does this Goshawk Attack, where does it need to live?
Do you know what? I would be quite happy with the order the way it is, because I think that the Garshog, I can never say it properly. The Warthog is a good set because, despite what I said earlier, you do get Chief and Arbiter, so you do get 2 of the main characters, and it's kind of a nice, more modern way to get them if you've missed out on those figures in the past. I think if you compare it to the Wasp doesn't quite have that same level of desirability, even with the fun. What is going on with my brain? Even with the Hunter, there we go, and the battle suit is it's a grunt goblin.
It's just a battle suit.
What looks out of place to you, Gabe? So as we stand, we're looking at it right now on our screens, but you can't see it, the viewer. So we have number 6, Firebase. 7 is Banshee Strike. 8 is Goshawk Attack. 9 is the Wasp. And then 10 is the battle suit, the Goblin battle suit.
I just want to say it feels wrong having something as big as the Wasp at number 9.
Yeah.
Just because,
Gabe,
like,
you said the
it's
2
the
biggest
Wasp,
sets can't be top.
but well, yeah, they shouldn't be. But I don't know. I mean, I guess it's not a bad spot for the Wasp. It just feels weird just because it was the first time we got a new articulated Hunter. It's a really big flying vehicle.
Yeah.
Like it's a cool set. But I guess for
Does the legacy of
Yeah.
the Wasp hold it back a little bit? Like it's a new vehicle. It's cool and it's well done. But is it because it's not a Warthog? It's not a Banshee? Is that why it belongs below those two?
I would definitely get the Warthog over the Wasp.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it should stay there.
I tell you something that I think impacts on the Wasp and its kind of legacy appeal as well. I think it released just outside of the Halo 5 sort of hype cycle. So the wave that was really that wave that everyone was excited about was the wave with the Vulture, the Firebase, the Warthog, and then kind of the Wasp was just a single standalone release afterwards. So I feel like it sort of missed on that. And I don't know, for me, I just look at that and I think, oh, I've got all this cool stuff in the wave beforehand. This, I'm not that bothered if I pass on it.
Yeah, because it doesn't. I mean, we know it as a Halo vehicle, but
yeah,
you know, you may not think of it as a Halo vehicle.
Yeah, I'm happy with from like, well, I guess at least from 6 down, I'm super happy.
Okay.
4 and 5, I've never built either of those sets. I've never built the Phaeton Helios, and I've never built the Scorpion Sting. I have the original Phaeton. You have both of the Phaetons, right, Colin?
I have them both. I actually haven't built the original Phaeton. I've only gotten those secondhand. But from what I understand, it's basically the same outside of a little bit of the articulation on the wings.
Yeah, I mean, I've never, like I said, never built either one of those, so I don't really know how it feels to build them. I feel like, because I had the original Phaeton, and that was a lot of fun for me. Like, I loved having that vehicle. But I guess Scorpion probably would rank above it, because I mean that one can roll and like the turret moves, and you can put a figure in the second turret. It's got that little base thing.
Yep.
Can I throw a catch-22 in here?
What's up?
Does the fact that some of the sets came with rec packs mean anything?
No,
Not really.
they did. That's a good call out. Our historian here. But yeah, no, I don't think that really matters. Okay, so it sounds like we've convinced you Scorpion Sting belongs on top.
Yeah, Scorpion's pretty good.
And then now we're back to 2 and 3.
Yeah.
So does Blue Team belong above the Infinity? Is the question.
I will say it makes complete sense for somebody. If someone was given the chance and was like, hey, do you want an entire capital ship for the UNSC or 4 figures and a base? It makes a lot of sense that someone would pick the ginormous ship.
Yeah.
But it just, like, just looking at it in the number 2 spot just bothers me, because like it's just the Infinity. Like, it's not really that special. It's just a big gray ship.
I mean, it
Infinity in
is
the lore
special in terms of the
It's where
impact.
Sarah Palmer lives.
That's a good point.
Oh no! Like, it's.
Well, I just moved.
It's
Let
cool.
me just look at it now. I moved it. I moved Blue Team into the second spot on our list. How does that
looks
look?
wrong. It looks so wrong.
Let me reload it. Let me look. That makes me happier because it's not giant set. Everything else doesn't matter. It feels weird having both again the 2 biggest sets of the line right at the top.
I get it.
But,
I mean, that's my argument from the start. But does it deserve to be above the Infinity is the question.
Deserve to be above the Infinity.
Right.
That is a very
These
hard,
are the best
subjective
sets from
question.
Halo 5.
I genuinely think Blue Team needs to be in the top 3.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Just not number 2.
What is your opinion, Colin? Do you think Infinity should be at number 2?
You can sway me right now. I'm swayable.
I really
I'm clicking that right
I
now.
really don't think, like, Spirit Dropship, banger, perfect, nothing to say about it. Infinity, Blue Team, like,
Okay,
figure
so Gabe,
choice for Infinity, really weak for me. Build, it's cool, display piece that costs like 5 times as much as the one below it. The one below it, Blue Team, really nice display piece that you can separate and work into 4. You can display the team however you want. Comes with rec weapons. It comes with named characters. It comes with little I just feel like I don't know. The blue team just is neater to me out of the two. The Infinity is just cool to like put up there and be like, I built that. That's cool. Like that's the Infinity. Wow.
Can I make a argument to you, Gabe?
Yes.
So
Well, yeah.
earlier you were talking about the Goblin, and you said the Goblin's cool because it's so unique, right? So blue team are really awesome because they're our main characters. But how
Right.
likely is it that we will get all of them again at some point in the future, and then probably some point in the future after that, and some point in the future after that, as we continue to get more and more sets? What is the likelihood that Mega ever come back and do another Infinity set?
That's a good argument. I would say to that, this is our Halo 5
Uh,
list, right? So like
Mhm.
is
Yeah.
the representation of blue team and what it is as a set better than the representation of the Infinity and what it
I
is
I would say for
as it
the
relates to
fact
Halo
that
5?
in the campaign, there's like how many missions? I know you
3.
did mission debrief. There's 3 missions where you play as blue team and all that, and you can play with your friends as any member of blue team. Is there a mission in Halo 5 where you're even on the Infinity?
You're not
Is the
fighting
Infinity in
within.
Halo 5 at all,
It
other
is.
than in a cutscene?
It's in
Isn't
cutscene.
it fair
That's
to
about it.
say that the Infinity is the connective tissue in Halo 5 story, though? Because the Infinity
But
is
because
how
she's running.
Osiris get to Kamchata, and it is how they then get to San Helios as well.
Now that I'm remembering that you literally never stepped foot on the Infinity during the entirety of Halo 5, I feel like it deserves number 3. That should not be at number 2. Oh my god. You literally play as the entire team in that set that includes all 4 of them and their weapons and their stands and everything. And the Infinity you see in a bunch of cutscenes. What?
I don't know if
What?
I don't know if that's a great argument or not, but
Oh my
I know what
god.
you're saying.
I've just had a
Like if
late
we're
minute realization. If you
okay,
want to
what's that?
talk about figure packs, Gabe, get
Yeah.
Blue Team out of here. Where the hell is the San Diego Comic Con pack?
The 3
Mm,
pack? The
Yeah,
exclusive?
with
we didn't
Lock,
add that in
Chief,
there.
and Arbiter.
Nah, see, that's something like I didn't I thought of that as well because I was like, wait, but that's I feel like that's a specialty kind of like I don't know. That
But
wasn't
isn't that the
widely
same with Blue
available to a
Team?
lot of people. Huh?
Isn't that the same with Blue Team? Same
But
principle?
it's all blue team though. Like it's every
All of
character.
Blue Team that was
Yeah.
sold in stores. That's a 3-figure pack that was given away at a convention in California. Not really the same thing. Look,
I'm okay with this. Blue team number 2. I think it's a cool homage, right, to the roots of Halo. And it's their Halo 5 aesthetic. Tom, would you kill us if blue team is number 2?
I'm not that phased.
You're okay with it?
Yeah.
Let's do it. What's Matt gonna think?
it's funny because I know he's like seething inside.
Okay, we're not
He
talking
said,
again after this episode.
yeah, yeah, sure. Sure.
What's Matt gonna think? I wonder if he's screaming at
Oh,
his
Matt.
screen right
Matt's probably like,
Matt.
the mammoth was in the Infinity Hangar. Why is it not on the list?
now.
Matt's gonna like unsubscribe and leave the team. I can see it. Love you, Matt.
Matt actually thought the power pack was number 1.
Are we pulling the trigger?
I'm
Is
gonna
Blue Team
call it.
moving?
I'm just gonna call it. Let's do two. Blue team 2. Let's go.
Let's go!
Well, I'm gonna be
My
feeling blue
figure loving
about this
heart
all
is gonna
evening.
explode.
I just want to read the comments. That's it. Blue team 2.
At me in the comments if you dare.
I'm also clipping that and putting that on socials.
All right, let's get out of here. I am gonna go through the list now. Our definitive list of the top 10 Halo 5 sets. We have the Covenant Spirit dropship. We have number 2, is Blue Team. We have number 3 is UNSC Infinity. We have number 4, Scorpion Sting. 5, Phaeton Helios Strike. 6, UNSC Firebase. 7, Banshee Strike. 8, UNSC Gosthog Attack. 9, Warzone Wasp Strike. And number 10, Covenant Goblin Battle Suit.
There we go.
With honorable mention to the Power Packs.
And Promethean Warriors and Covenant Watchtower.
And the Covenant Watchtower.
There you go.
All right.
I got your
did it.
Promethean Warriors in there, Colin.
Yes, thank you. I'm interested to see what the community thinks about this, because this, it's controversial, right? Like, I could go either way, but I think the Blue Team. I do think the Blue Team is a really cool set. So I'm on Gabe's side for this. Yeah, let's hear what you guys think. I'm really curious. What community shout outs do we have before we close the show? Gabe, do you have a couple?
So I've got one, and it's from a friend on Instagram. His name is Raku092. That's RAKU092. He is a phenomenal custom builder. Like, I know we talk a lot every single episode about Brickman because he's a legend. We love the guy. But this dude seriously has built some of the most incredible Mega Construx things I've ever seen. I'll get some pictures so that we can toss them up here, but he just recently posted, he made a signature series size Covenant Phantom that can be changed to look like H2A or Halo 3. And it can fit, I'm trying to see, I think he says it can fit like 30 figures in the crew bay. Like, it's a massive custom
H2A
build.
cutscene.
It looks gorgeous. He's built tons of other things. Like, he's built game accurate Scorpions, Wraiths from Halo 3, Pelicans, Fire Bases. He's done a lot of things from Halo Wars 2, like a Banished Wraith from Halo Wars 2 that looks impeccable. Awesome. And he's built Scarabs. He's built like a Halo Wars Scarab, a Halo 3 Scarab, a Halo 2 Scarab. He's insane. So definitely go follow this guy. If you all don't, he's super cool. And again, that's Raku092 on Instagram.
Awesome. Good shout. Tom, you got one?
I am going to shout out somebody who's a Jazzwares toy photographer because I think it's still pretty relevant. And this is More Shots, or Anthony Moore, because he posted a really freaking cool photo the other day where he had used Halo 5 Forge mode to build a backdrop and then photographed a figure in front of the television screen. I just think that's so innovative, and it's kind of like what they're doing on Mandalorian at the moment. So shout out to him for finding new ways to take cool Halo photos.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'm dry this week, so apologize. I'm sure there's somebody we're not mentioning that's out there, but we'll keep a lookout and we'll give you a shout out down the road. So that will do it for our show. Thanks for joining Build with Blocks. If you like the show, feel free to support Podcast Evolved on Patreon. Until next time, evolved.
Evolved.
Infinity was ready, number 2. Evolved. Bye.
Man,
Here we go. Okay. 3, 2, 1. I should hit mine. Hold on a second. We gotta do it again. Stop it.